Before I get started, I'd like to kindly ask that you hit the like button, and please subscribe to the channel for more content just like this.
Do or do not. There is no try.
So this is going to be the first ever Real Shift News Roundup video. I'm always trying something new on this channel, so I wanted to try a little bit of a new format for my news reaction videos, so I can cover a couple of different topics in one video. Okay, first up in the news, we have the first look photos of the new Resident Evil movie entitled Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City. The film is being described as a return to the origin of the franchise.
Jesus fucking Christ, it's about time!
For me, after the Mila Jovovich portion of the franchise kind of strayed a little bit too far away from the games, I was always of the opinion that they should take these movies back to basics and try to channel the survival horror energy of the games into the movies. I'm ready for them to get away from the over-the-top action and get back to its horror roots. And that's exactly what they're hyping this new movie to be. But these first images have left people, including myself, a little bit underwhelmed. The shots honestly don't reveal much other than a couple of character designs, and based on that alone, it does leave something to be desired. First up, we have a shot of this film's version of Leon and Claire. I don't know if they realized this, but a little bit more attention to detail could have gone a long way into people receiving this picture better. Something as simple as putting Claire's hair in a ponytail, or making Leon's hair a little bit more of a recognizable length could have done wonders for this first look. I'm not exactly sure I'm sold on the guy playing Leon either. Just from the picture alone, he does look a bit awkward in the role, but at least he has the Leon pose down.
Sometimes men take matters into their own hands.
Nailed it. But honestly, I'm of the opinion that a good cosplayer could have pulled this off just as easily, if not better. We also have a shot of Jill and Chris, and once again, the character of Jill Valentine looks a bit unrecognizable to me, which is very questionable because she has a very distinctive look in the games. Chris is actually the only character who resembles his video game counterpart. To be honest, he is the most generic looking of the four main characters, so that honestly wasn't that hard to pull off.
Here I come. Oh, here I come. Oh.
It appears we are going to get at least a good portion of this movie in the famous Resident Evil mansion, which could make for some cool gothic atmosphere if they pull it off right. It's really difficult for me to be excited about this movie based on these images alone. This doesn't exactly feel like they're putting their best foot forward. Perhaps once the trailer is released, we'll get a better sense of how these characters are being portrayed. The movie is scheduled to be released in November, so I'm not really sure what they're waiting for. But as I told my buddy Rocco when he asked me the same question, where's the trailer? Based on what we see here, maybe they don't want to advertise it.
That makes sense.
The other news item that I'm going to talk about today are the first reactions to the Matt Reeves Batman movie. I'm always hesitant to trust these test screening reactions for two reasons. One, you don't know who these people reacting are and the incentives that they've been given. And two, even if the film is good, WB still has plenty of time to meddle with it and fuck it all up. Because we all know that 9 times out of 10, WB has their heads firmly implanted in their ass. I've actually been a defender of the Matt Reeves and Robert Pattinson duo taking on one of my favorite characters of all time. Matt Reeves did some amazing things with the Planet of the Apes franchise, and Robert Pattinson is so far removed from his Twilight days at this point, and he's shown amazing growth as an actor since that time. Call me crazy, but I'm just willing to give this movie a shot.
What an idiot! Oh, what a loser!
I guess you could say cautiously optimistic is the best way to describe my feelings toward this movie. Be warned, my reaction to these reactions will contain mild spoilers, but honestly, I don't think it's anything that's going to ruin the story of the movie for you. It's more about the feel of the characters and the tone of the movie. Okay, so the movie is being described as a horror movie that's very graphic and very dark. After the first trailer, I said it gave me Batman Meets Seven vibes, which I'm 100% here for. I've always thought about what a David Fincher Batman movie would look like, and Matt Reeves appears to be at least partially channeling some of that energy.
What's in the box?
Paul Dano's The Riddler character is being described as crazy and pretty fucking scary. I still low-key believe that this is a swerve and that he's not actually playing the Riddler. Mind you, there's been no official indication of that. His look just reminds me more of another iconic Batman villain. And even if it does end up being just a twisted version of the Riddler, I'm always down with a fresh interpretation that does a character character justice. It was also revealed that the runtime for this movie was 3 hours long at the test screening. Whether that will actually remain the length remains to be seen, but I for one have no issues sitting through a 3-hour movie if the story calls for it and if I'm entertained. It's also being said that Pattinson's performance is great and his Batman voice is on point. And honestly, I don't doubt that for a second, given his acting credentials.
My man.
There's also reportedly a major tease at the end of the movie that hints at a sequel. This isn't all that surprising considering most comic book movies do that. I just hope the tease is actually at the end of the movie and not an after credit sequence, because the after credit scene has just been done so much that it feels gimmicky and played out at this point. I'm sure this tease involves the hinting of a future villain. I just kind of hope it's not the Joker. As much as I love the Joker character, I would prefer a tease of a lesser known Batman villain, or at least one that hasn't got the shine yet in a big motion picture. You can do another Joker a little bit down the line once the character has had some downtime.
Police, get what you fucking deserve!
Overall, I'm pretty excited for the Batman and not ashamed to admit it. This movie looks like a breath of fresh air in a sense that it looks like they're trying to do something fresh and unique with the character. Because if there's one problem that I have with modern superhero movies, is that they become too safe and too generic. And I think Matt Reeves and Robert Pattinson are the right two people to do something different in the genre. So I'm looking forward to that. So let me know what you think about all this in the comments down below. As always, please like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell for notifications, and I'll see you next time right here on Real Shift. Thanks for watching. Peace out.
Y'all be cool. Nah.